Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Colorado Rockies rebuild franchise here on MLB The Show 24. We're 7.5 games back out of first place here in the NL West, as we are going to start a 3-game set here against the Los Angeles Dodgers at home. Aaron Civale on the mound, the all-star here in his first season with the Rockies, although he has missed his last 3 or 4 starts or so. And there we see Los Angeles at 94-47. Colorado, our Rockies second right now in the NL entirely, but the Dodgers just too good, as we have kind of slipped a little bit. We were even with them, I think, going into the All-Star break or within a few games, but through August they were able to climb up the standings. But this episode we're going to focus here on this Dodgers series, and we actually have another one with them. We play a 3-game set here at home against the Dodgers, then a 3-game set on the road against the Angels, and then we're going to stay in Los Angeles for another set there with the Dodgers. So 6 of our next 8 games here set against the Dodgers, and we're going to kind of take this episode to focus on that. So already 3-0 here. We're going to do a player lock game with Pete Alonso, as he is battling for the NL MVP against Austin Riley of Atlanta. Ground ball here, already 3-0 there to short, and we're going to get out of here with a double play. So only 1 out recorded, and Civale already gave up 3 runs in his first start. As I said, missed some time, but does get that double play to get out of the inning. 3-0 Dodgers after just 1/2 frame. On the mound today, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, a very good season for him. The ERA a little bit up there, but you like the strikeout to walk rate, and the ERA at 1.3, a little bit beneath the league average. A very talented rotation. I think next game is going to be Tyler Glasnow, and then after that, Bobby Miller. So a very talented rotation here from the Dodgers, as you would expect. Already 2 outs here, as Pete Alonso going to foul off that inside curveball. Just the 5th pitch of the inning for Yamamoto. So super efficient to start. And we got to look at a little more pitches, as that one just misses. A good eye here from Pete Alonso, who has gotten kind of cold. The average has dropped a little bit in the second half of August. At 299, of course, you'd like him to end at 300 or higher. 2-1 count here. And we're going to foul off that fastball, now evened up 2-2. Alonso does have a player option after this season worth $15 million. And we are anticipating him to decline that, as we swing and miss there at the cutter. A 1-2-3 inning from Yamamoto. The Dodgers up big early. Now here in the top of the second, bases loaded, already 57 pitches for Aaron Civale. Not a good outing whatsoever. And they're going to try and lay down a bunt. Going to be fielded there by Civale, and I don't think we're going to get it. And the throw does pull Alonso off the bag, as James Outman reaches on the bunt single to drive in a run. And then Will Smith had a 2 RBI single, so 7-0 now, as Pete Alonso back up. Only 35 pitches for Yamamoto. First pitch swinging on the fastball, and that's driven into center for a base hit for Pete Alonso. A 7-0 ball game here, and the Dodgers just imposing their will on us. They are not going to allow us to catch up in the standings. 7 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers, just 2 hits for the Rockies. Is that going to be another one? And it is caught there at the track. I believe Riley Green out there, a year 1 acquisition from Detroit. Santander has hit a bunch of home runs here lately. I thought that might be another one. And it's now an 0-2 count here to Brendan Rodgers, 1-for-1 on the day. Yamamoto still under 10 pitches per inning, as he does get the swing and the miss there. So 2 outs, now his 3rd strikeout. Here's Ryan McMahon, another 0-2 count here. The 39th pitch coming here, and Ryan McMahon. So the last 2 outs of the inning both go down on strikes. Only 6 pitches needed for Yamamoto to make it happen. 7-0 Dodgers after 4. And now here's Pete Alonso. A 7-1 game now. Danny Jansen, a solo home run. And now 2 men on here for Alonso in the bottom of the 5th. 2 outs. That one just hits the outside part of the plate. So an 0-1 count here to the bidding MVP candidate. Swing and a miss. A good cutter there. Good velocity on that cutter there from Yamamoto. Now an 0-2 hole here for Pete Alonso. That one off the plate. Good eye. And it's now 1-2. That one just inside. Again, good eye from Alonso. Good discipline that time. That was a very good pitch by Yamamoto. Now the 2-2, and we're buckled on the fastball. Not sure what we're looking at. as Yamamoto gets out of another inning. 7-1 still Dodgers here. We have a lot of work to do. And it looks like we are trying to fight back a Santander. So Santander, Rodgers, and Jones all hit solo home runs. And it's now 8-4. Bottom of the 7th, Alonso fouls off the first pitch fastball. Yamamoto still out there right now at 83 pitches. Gave up 3 home runs in the past couple of innings. One out here in the bottom of the 7th, 1-1 count. And that one is hammered by Pete Alonso. Make it 4 home runs now given up by Yamamoto. And that is an absolute bomb from the Polar Bear. Now an 8-5 ball game. And don't look now, but we're back in it. Once down 7-0. And it's now a 3-run deficit. 503 feet from Pete Alonso. The longest home run we've hit so far in this series, I believe. And he is making a strong case here to be the league's MVP in his second season with the Rockies. What was that? 46 home runs now, over 100 RBIs. The average now over 300 with this 2-for-4 performance. Look at Will Smith back there watching in admiration. Over 500 feet, 112.5 miles per hour exit velo. And our Rockies working their way back in this ball game. Still an 8-5 game. Here's Freddie Freeman, another very good season for the future Hall of Famer. Taj Bradley on now to pitch. And Freeman going to try and lay down a bunt. That's an interesting strategy right to Alonso, who touches the bag for the out. And it's now bottom of the 9th. Evan Phillips on for the close. And we're down to our last out. Pete Alonso here, our last hope. See if we can go yard again. Going to foul off the first pitch cutter. And, it's good to show some resiliency. At least we didn't, just curl up and die after being down 7-0. Fought back really well. Hopefully we held off on that nasty breaking pitch. And it looks like we did go, but we do get the call there from the first base umpire. Now 1-1. And swing and a miss. That was a nice pitch to hit there, kind of up the ladder. You see the league leaders in saves are Ken Hughes there at number 1. And Evan Phillips tied with Phillies' Jose Alvarado, second on the list. Ken Hughes has lost a lot of traction. He was up by at least 5 to 7 saves, now only leading by 2. 2-2 count here. Curveball misses away. The Rockies down to our final strike. Evened up here against Phillips. That one off the plate as well as Pete Alonso works it full. Anthony Santander, a home run, his 39th of the year in this game along with a single. He's been an absolute slugger for us. So the payoff pitch here to Pete Alonso. And that one low. So Pete Alonso works the walk. And our hopes still alive here. Anthony Santander, a 2-strike at bat. The 1-2 count here from Phillips. Again, we're down to our final strike. And Phillips does get the strikeout. Santander goes down looking with the bat on his shoulder as our Rockies fall here in game 1 of this 3-game set. The first of 6 games we'll see here against the Dodgers as they gain another game in the NL West, now up by 8.5. So Aaron Savali gets the loss. Only 5 outs recorded, 7 earned runs. Not a good first outing from him after returning from injury. So we'll go ahead and simulate through another day. And now we have Jack Flaherty on against Tyler Glasnow. And I think we will just sim this second game. And we do lose that one as well. We fall 5-0. Only 2 hits there from McMahon. Our bottom 4 hitters, Michael Toglia back in the lineup. Jo Adell, a base hit. Jack Flaherty, 3 earned in 5. Peter Lambert, though, a very bad outing. He's kind of been up and down between AAA this year. Started in the rotation, but just was not good. We tried to get Feltner in there, didn't work out. Ended up kind of trading for Casey Mize, as we saw him in the last episode. So we try to avoid the sweep here against Bobby Miller, who has 19 wins. And I do want to go into another player lock game. I think we'll throw Adell, or I think we'll do a player lock game here with Adell, even though he is our bottom of the order hitter. I'd really like him to kind of get going along here. And look at our lineup. We got 5 snowflakes between Robert Jr., Rodgers, Jansen, and Tovar. So maybe it's time to maybe mix up the lineup a little bit as we are here for the game of the week as our Rockies try to avoid the sweep. And the Dodgers now 9.5 up. So I had high hopes for this episode. Maybe we could take, 4 out of the 6. And that's still possible. But we are going to have to win the next 4 here against the Dodgers if we want that to happen. Game of the week here. .319 batting average for the Dodgers in this series. Only 5 earned runs after they posted a shutout last time out, headlined by Tyler Glasnow and his tremendous pitching performance. But we are going to partake here in a player lock game again in this series. And you see there 8-5 game 1, 5-0 in game 2. Kyle Freeland on the mound. I've talked about him. He has such a hefty contract for the overall he has, but he has put together a respectable season, especially as our number 5 starter. But I think next year we're going to look to upgrade his spot in the rotation. And now the same inning, actually the next batter, here's Freddie Freeman. Runner on first. Freeman going to slap that out here to left. Good play there by Adell on the run. And now 2 away in the third. And now we will get our first plate appearance with Adell batting just a measly 175, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. Has really struggled here as we have 2 outs in the bottom of the third. So that tells me Miller, 101 miles per hour on the fastball. Miller has set down the first to 8, I want to say. And then that slider inside, as it's now a 1-1 count. We really would like Adell to step it up here as he swing and misses at that 101 mile per hour fastball. Now a 1-2 count. And not going to hit that slider, mixing up those speeds. A 10 mile per hour drop off then to the slider as Bobby Miller, he has allowed a hit. I guess he must have got a double play. Still scoreless here from Coors Field. And now it is the top of the 5th. Still a scoreless ball game. Chris Miller back up 1-for-1 today. A triple yesterday. A 2-1 count here with a runner on first. But Adell we did acquire last season from the Los Angeles Angels. I believe we sent over Sean Bouchard and Herman Marquez. And Jo Adell was kind of the centerpiece of what we got back. We never really expected too much with the bat, but we would like him to at least bat over 200. And now the Dodgers have kind of broken it open here as they lead 4-0. Will Smith 0-for-2 with 2 strikeouts. Taj Bradley now on to face his first batter as Kyle Freeland got pulled, couldn't make it through 5. And that's going to be hit out here to left. And they will get the tag up and increase their lead. But we do get the out before the run crosses. Wow. They sent the runner from second for whatever reason. And we hit the relay throw. And we're able to tag him out before the run scored. Thus, it's still a 4-0 game. Interesting development there. As we are now back up to the plate 0-for-1 with that strikeout. Adell just 1-for-9 now in the series. 1 out here in the 6th. Adell going to hammer that to the outfield for the base hit. And a big reason why Adell is still on this team is because of his speed. Really like his impact as a pinch runner off the bench, as we don't really have anyone else who kind of suits that skill set yet at this point. So Adell does have 1 more year of arbitration, but I don't think we're even going to bother at this point unless he finishes really strong. I didn't even realize where that ball went, but Nolan Jones a pop out. And now 2 away here, going to bring up Luis Robert Jr. 1-for-2 with a single in this game. An 0-2 count. You know what that typically means here, as we've seen throughout this episode. And it is going to be a strikeout as Robert Jr. goes down swinging. Still scoreless here for the Rockies. The Dodgers have now shut us out in about 15 straight innings, at least to this point. Now a 5-0 game. Jo Adell, which will likely be the last plate appearance for him. We do have a runner on second, Danny Jansen here. Bobby Miller still sporting a shutout as that slider off the plate for a ball. Now the 1-0 to Adell. And that one is going to hammer into the gap. And that is going to score Danny Jansen. We're going to round first, head for second. Let's just stretch it here. Let's go for 3. Let's get an Adell triple here. And he's going to dive in head first for the RBI triple as Jo Adell now 2-for-3. And we like what we're seeing, his 3rd triple here. I think he had a triple last game or the game before. Make it 2 now in his past 3 games. And that's going to break the shutout here with 2 outs in the 8th. Now an 0-2 count for Nolan Jones. And he is going to rip that into the outfield. But that is going to be caught out there and right by Riley Green. So we do get a run across as we avoid the shutout in back-to-back games. But still trailing by 4 here heading into the final frame. And we did have a Santander 2-run home run, but still not enough. Going back to game 1, we were able to fight back. This game able to fight back, but the Dodgers just too strong for us. All things considered, our Rockies, we're really ahead of schedule, I would say, in this rebuild, as Bobby Miller gets his 20th win of the year. And Evan Phillips now ties Ken Hughes in saves as the Dodgers complete the sweep. Phillips 2 saves in this series. But we are really ahead of schedule, already 88 wins, I want to say at this point. And the Dodgers, of course, a super team, as Kyle Freeland could not make it out of 5 innings of work. Chris Taylor 3 for 3. Had almost half of the hits there for the Dodgers. So we do get the sweep, or we do get swept. And now going to the division. It's a double-A injury. Going to the division now. 10.5 out. Pretty much the Dodgers have all but clinched the division. How many games do we even have left? We have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. I want to say, 17 games left. So really got to win, most of our remaining games here. We're going to just go ahead and simulate this series with the Angels, but do we have to make a change here in Double-A? I think we got to throw someone else in the rotation, and they kind of just already did that. They threw Takoi Roby in there for us. At this point, we're not really worried too much with our AAA and Double-A, teams. So hopefully we can rewrite the ship here. It's been tough going. I mentioned last episode, I played all the way from the All-Star break, or post-All-Star break, up until this Dodgers game that we just went through. And over that span, very up and down, but overall probably like 500 baseball, which is a little bit a drop off of where we were at before the All-Star break. But we have the Angels, another series with the Dodgers, the Mariners, who look to be contending for a wild card spot, the Royals, who are leading the AL Central, Diamondbacks, and Padres. So a good mix of top tier team or playoff teams, and then a couple that aren't in contention. So we'll simulate this series here with the Angels, and then kind of get back to what we're doing against the Dodgers here with a player lock game, maybe a quick manage game. So we have Max Fried 15-3 as he does get the win. 16 now on the year. 2 hits for McMahon, 2 for Tovar with a home run for him as well. Max Fried 6 strong innings. Ken Hughes gets another save, his 45th now. Antone and Curtis each a strikeout and a clean inning of work. Now we'll have Casey Mize back on the bump here against Griffin Canning. A 3-2 game here, bottom of the 8th. John Curtis with the tying run in scoring position. And it looks like we did blow it, but we did come back there in extra innings to win 6-4. Looks like we might have had a blown save there from Ken Hughes, which we did. Now, his 5th blown save, and as I mentioned last episode, he's really kind of unraveling here down the stretch. Been a little bit more inconsistent after converting on like 39 of his first 40 saves. Now I think he's blown 4 of his last maybe 8 save opportunities, which obviously is not good. Going back to the lineup, Jo Adell 2 for 4 against his former team with a home run. You love to see that as his average really climbing. Tovar was 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts, 3 hits for Robert Jr., 2 for Rodgers. McMahon and Robert Jr. each had a extra base hit there. So now we enter another series here with the Dodgers, down 9 games with 15 now left at this point. So it's doable to win the division still, but highly unlikely. And we're gonna have not the same exact pitching matchups, but we'll be facing Glasnow and Miller again, but also Dustin May in addition this time. So Tyler Glasnow on the bump here against Savali. We're going to do a quick manage game here. And remember, Savali did not even work out of the second inning last time. Really need him to get a little bit better. And again, look at all the snowflakes in our lineup. We really need to change things around a little bit. I think we'll just throw Brendan Rodgers again as our leadoff man. Let's put Jones in the 2-hole. Let's put Robert Jr. in the 5-hole. Santander cleaning it up. Tovar has not been playing well. We'll put him at number 9 and kind of ride with this lineup. So Brendan Rodgers to lead it off here against Tyler Glasnow. 18-6, a 2.78 ERA, a 1.2 WHIP. Leadoff single from Rodgers and a double from Jones, but Rodgers was thrown out at the plate. And here's Pete Alonso. He strikes out. Now Santander, RBI double. Our first lead against the Dodgers in the last 4 games. And then a flyout. Now bottom of the first, Riley Green. Look at all the lefties. Green, Lux, Otani, Muncy, Outman. So 5 lefties to start. A strikeout, ground out, walk there to Otani. Now Max Muncy, and he strikes out. So 2 Ks there for Savali. And Glasnow gets the 1-2-3 inning. Now James Outman to lead it off. He gets a walk. A single from Smith. So now runners on the corners for Miguel Vargas. A sac fly to tie it up. Now Trey Sweeney batting .342 in just 79 at-bats. And he gets a 2-run home run as the Dodgers take the lead. A short-lived lead there for our Rockies. And now here's Josue De Paula. Fly out, Green, a fly out. Now top of the third, now trailing. Strikeout, pop-up, fly out. A 1-2-3 inning there from Glasnow. Gavin Lux, Ohtani, a one-out double. Muncy walks. Now James Outman back up, line out. Will Smith, a strikeout, so still 3-1. The Dodgers threatened a little bit there. Another 1-2-3 inning from Glasnow. I think he's set down 10 in a row or 9 in a row to this point. Already runners on the corners for the Dodgers with no outs. Fielder's choice to get a double play here. Again, a fielder's choice. And Gavin Lux an RBI single. Now here's Ohtani. And he works a walk. So now Max Muncy up. Batting just 209 on the year with 29 home runs, though. It's like an Adam Dunn stat line. He strikes out. So Savale does avoid further damage, getting a strikeout there with the bases loaded. But just not good outings here against the Dodgers. A leadoff double from McMahon. A single from Jansen. Jo Adell strikes out now Tovar, and he grounds into a double play. So Tovar has really been struggling at the plate. Strikeout from Savali, and then a double. So we'll go to the bullpen now. Let's go with Ryan Feltner. I feel like he's been a little bit better than Lambert in these long relief spots. Ground out and then a fly out. So he gets out of that one with the runner in scoring position. Now Rodgers, a leadoff walk. Strikeout from Jones. Alonso, a walk. So 2 men on here for Santander. Fly out now Luis Robert Jr., and he pops it up. No run production there. Ground out, walk. Runner thrown out off a Lux single. And then a strikeout there to Ohtani to end the inning. And now here, top of the 7th, McMahon pops up. A walk there to Jansen. Adell fly out and a ground out from Tovar. Now bottom 7. Leadoff single from Muncy. Then Outman singles, runners on the corners. Will Smith strikes out. Strikeout there to Vargas. And then Sweeney walks. Now the base is loaded for De Paula. And we'll bring out Gregory Soto. And he gets the ground out there in that lefty-lefty matchup. Now top of the 8th, Glasnow still out there. Leadoff single for Rodgers, his second hit. And they're going to go to A.J. Minter, a 1.15 ERA, although just 15 2/3. Strikeout, strikeout, strikeout. So Minter comes right out of the bullpen and uses 3 strikeouts. Soto, 2 ground outs and a fly out. Now top of the 9th, a 4-1 ball game, and Evan Phillips trying to get another save here and kind of run away with the lead here in the NL. Strikeout, pop up, and then ground out. So 1-2-3 inning there to end the game, as we've dropped all 4 games so far against the Dodgers in this episode, as it has not been promising. Here we have Jack Flaherty now against Bobby Miller, who got his 20th win last time out. And we will do a player lock game here. Not quite sure who we want to roll with. I think we'll go Nolan Jones. He's actually the highest rated player on our team at 93, 94 overall. And a bunch of snowflakes there at the top of the order. Traditionally, we don't really like Jones as our leadoff man. Rodgers or Robert Jr. we'll put up there from time to time. But Jones has kind of been our most consistent hitter here down the stretch, although he did have a little dry spell. But our team just playing a little bit more inconsistent as we've gone on through this season. Now back down 10 games in the division with just, 14 games left in this year 3 season now. Bobby Miller, one of the most dominant seasons of any pitcher in baseball this year. Got to think he's bidding for a Cy Young Award at this point. But the Rockies still sitting pretty as the top team, the top wild card team. And Miller trying to get win number 21 here. Nolan Jones going to lead off the game, batting .286, which has fallen. He was at around 300 there for a while, but he does have a new career high in home runs. Swing and a miss there, 100 miles per hour. We've already seen, Alonso in that game where we were facing Miller, or was that the Adell game? Can't quite remember, as that curveball just dips inside. And now the 1-1 from Miller. And Jones swinging at that inside fastball. Not the best pitch selection, but a close call nonetheless. And now Jones going to stay alive, fouling off that slider, as it remains 1-2 here. Got to get at least one win here against the Dodgers. Jones going to slap that foul, as it's still a 1-2 count. And Jones launches that towards the right field corner, and he's going to lead the game off with a double. Got to get going early here for the Rockies. Our starting pitching just has not held up really in any of these matchups. The 37th double there for Jones. as that brings up Robert Jr. 98 RBIs, a new career high for the acquisition this past offseason from the White Sox. A 2-2 count here to Robert. And a swing and a miss. A lot of strikeouts we've seen from Robert Jr. here in this episode. I think we might have to move him down the lineup. There's Pete Alonso still bidding for the MVP award, but his average down about 5 points from when we last saw him in that player lock game. A 1-2 count, and he's going to launch that out to right. And that is going to be caught there by Riley Green. So 2 away after the leadoff double. Jones still there at second. Anthony Santander now 40 home runs, 109 RBIs. Like Alonso, I believe he has a player option this offseason. I think around $10 million for Santander. And that's going to be hammered to right field and make it home run number 41 for Anthony Santander. Really hope he and Alonso come back next year. 2 huge sluggers in our lineup, both all-stars this past season. 41 for Santander, the first time he's eclipsed 40 in his career as the Rockies jump ahead 2-0. I thought Jones was going to be stranded there at second after the leadoff double, but Santander bringing him home with a home run. Now a 3-0 game here as McMahon also had an RBI single, so I want to say he drove in Brendan Rodgers. Jack Flaherty, the first man he faces here, and Freddie Freeman. That's going to be popped out here right over the head of Jones. I had read that one really bad off the bat. Jones does have a very strong arm. As Freddie Freeman going to go for 3. That throw off line. And we get the tag. He's out. Good relay throw there from Jones. Or to the relay man, to Jones to Tovar, I believe it was. And then Tovar over to third there to McMahon. As we know, Freddie Freeman got a little bit greedy there, going for the leadoff triple. And he gets thrown out going for 3. So Nolan Jones back up a 3-0 ball game for the Rockies. Man on second. Swing and a miss there. 102. Miller topping out at a new height here since we've seen him. And now an 0-1 count. That one low. Evened up now 1-1. Nolan Jones 1 for 1 with that double. Run scored. I believe that's Jo Adell on second, so it's good to see him reach base again. Especially if it was a double. He's really coming on strong here in this episode. Hopefully he carries that into the postseason. And a good call there for Miller there on the outside part of the plate. Now evened up 2-2. And Jones swinging a miss on the fastball. It's so hard to catch up to those triple-digit fastballs. And it looks like Adell was stranded there in scoring position. Now Max Muncy up. 1 out here, 0-1 count. That's going to be slapped here into right field for a base hit for Muncy. Now a 3-2 ball game here. The Dodgers playing catch-up as they trail by just 1 now. Top of the 4th, 2 outs. Ezekiel Tovar on first. Miller still out there, 60 pitches. And the high heat there, we swing through that. Too late, now an 0-1. That one does get inside that outside quadrant of the plate. Good pitch there by Miller, hitting his spots. Now 0-2, almost offered at that pitch in the dirt. And Tovar is going to advance into scoring position. So a ball into the outfield likely doubles our lead. Jones does have a good clutch rating. 1-2 count. That one way off the plate in the dirt again. Gets away from Smith, but Tovar will stand pat at second base. And now evened up to 2-2 here from Miller. That one off. Good eye from Jones. Now a full count. Tovar on second. Robert Jr. on deck. Already 2 Ks for him. And that one high as Jones. Good job working back from an 0-2 count to work the walk. Robert Jr. 0 for 6 in this series. And that would be a good time to get your first hit, although it is a 2-strike at bat. He's going to chop that to second. I believe that's Gavin Lux. An easy out as the Rockies strand a man in scoring position, although they still do lead 3-2 here after 3.5 innings of play. Mookie Betts up with a runner on first. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th, a 1-2 count. Mookie Betts still one of the best players in all of baseball. Really every player on the Dodgers seemingly among the best players in the sport. We're going to go cutoff man. They're going to send the runner to third. Looks like an easy out. And another out there relaying it to third base. The Dodgers, that's Ohtani too. The Dodgers being very aggressive And like I said, Nolan Jones, I think he has like 99 arm strength, if I'm not mistaken. So not a guy you really want to be testing, even though he's hitting the cutoff man. Now top of the 7th, Jones leading off the inning. And that one a rip to the hot corner. And Max Muncy jumps up for that one and stabs it out of the air. Otherwise, that's extra bases for Nolan Jones to lead off the inning. An absolute rip as Max Muncy puts the glove up there and the ball finds its way into the mitt. So now an 8-6 game. Alonso had a 2-run home run. Santander a solo home run for his 2nd of the game. It's now 8-6 Rockies. Just barely able to kind of hang in front in this one. And Jones going to hammer that to the opposite field. Carrying to the wall. And that is going to be caught at the track. Another one there to the opposite side of the field. First, the last time it was, that hot shot to third. This time, more of a drive out there to left field. Thought that one might make it over the fence, but unfortunately does not. Now Gregory Soto on against Shohei Ohtani, as Ohtani going to blast this one to right field. Nolan Jones underneath. Let's see if they try to send the runner again here. They will, but that one I think a little more safe, as that was a deep shot out to left. Now 8-6 bottom of the 8th, 1 out, runner on third. And the Dodgers came back to win. Outman an RBI double, Smith RBI double, Green an RBI single as we fell here. Did Ken Hughes have another blown save? I really hope that's not the case. Alonso, 2 home runs. Pete Alonso, his 47th. And he was not even in this game. So John Curtis does take the loss. And I thought we were going to get out of here with our first win against the Dodgers in this episode, but just not how it occurred, obviously. As that now makes us 0-5 against the Dodgers in this episode. I thought it was going to be one we were going to climb up the standings a little bit, but that is just not how it's worked out. Now 11 games back, the Dodgers get their 100th win of the season, the first team to reach that point. They're actually now tied. The Braves actually now have a better record than we do, and we're tied with the Phillies here for this top wild card spot. The Padres holding that final one, with the Diamondbacks 3 games behind them. So the Padres, 10 games behind us, but in line for a wild card spot. This will bounce around the rest of the standings. So we're 11 games out here in the West. In the NL Central, the Cubs lead. The Cardinals were the reigning World Series champions, and they have kind of let go of a bunch of their players. Gorman, Arenado, Donovan. They traded all those guys away, as I guess they're content with last year's World Series championship. Now they kind of enter a rebuilding mode. The Pirates getting a little bit better, but the Cubs leading the way. And they won the World Series back in year 1 of this franchise, trying to repeat here 2 out of 3. The Braves leading the NL East have already clinched a playoff spot. The Phillies not too far behind them. The Nationals, Mets, Reds, and Giants, kind of the bottom dwellers here in the NL this season. In the AL East, the Rays lead the Orioles by 1, and the Yankees out by just 3. So a very tight race here in the American League East. Rays and Orioles both top 5 teams in rankings. Yankees at 17, but still, competitive there in that division. The Twins leading the way in the Central. So I take back what I said about the Royals. They're 2 games out. I thought they were leading the way, but the Twins are. So 2 very good teams here in the AL Central. The Guardians just barely above 500. And the White Sox at 43-106. By far the worst team in the league. The Red Sox there, just 59 wins. Not too far behind. The Astros leading the West, with the Rangers not too far behind at 2.5 games. The Athletics still a very bad team. And the AL wildcard looking like the Royals, Orioles, Yankees, with the Rangers just a game and a half out. So we have one more game here in this episode. And then next episode, we'll kind of just finish up the season. I really wanted to focus on these Dodgers matchups, which has not gone well, obviously. We have started the month, 4-5. And all 5 of those losses here at the hands of the Dodgers. So we're playing the other teams at least a little bit better, but not so much the Dodgers. So I think we'll finish with a quick managed game here, maybe jump into it towards the end, depending on how it's going for us. We'll have Kyle Freeland back up there. Didn't make it out of 5 innings last time out, with Dustin May on the bump for the Dodgers. And we definitely want to move Robert Jr. down the lineup a little bit. He just has not been performing well. We'll do Rodgers leading it off, Jones in the 2-hole. Alonso Santander, he's been a very good cleanup hitter for us. And Tovar, we do have to just keep at short. We really don't have any other options there. So Rodgers to lead it off, ground out. Jones strikeout, Alonso ground out. So 1-2-3 there from May. A leadoff walk there from to Gavin Lux from Freeland, and a single. So the first 2 men on for the Dodgers, and just like that, they're already ahead. 1-0. Stolen base for Ohtani as Mookie Betts walks. So the first 4 batters for the Dodgers reach base, and they're now loaded for Joey Meneses. And he gets an RBI single. Now Miguel Vargas, a sac fly. Jose Ramos, and single. Now bases backloaded. Only 1 out still. Diego Cartaya strikes out. Now Josue DePaula, RBI single. RBI single from Lux as they bat around. And then finally a strikeout. So 5 runs come around there for the Dodgers in the first inning as they bat around. And then 2 strikeouts there for May. And we're probably going to pull Freeland here soon. Although he does bounce back with that 1-2-3 inning. A solo shot for Jansen. I feel like every time he hits a home run, it's just a solo shot. 1 out single there from Adell. Go hit and run here with Rodgers. Ground out, but Adell does advance. But nothing doing on the fly out. A leadoff walk to Vargas. Double play. And Cartaya flies out. Now here's Pete Alonso. Pop up. A 1 out single for Santander. Fielder's choice. And then McMahon strikes out to end the inning. A strikeout, fly out, and strikeout. So Freeland really bouncing back after that first inning. I mean, it was absolute implosion, but good to see him now getting some outs. A leadoff single from Jansen. Tovar follows suit. Adell flies out. Fielder's choice now 2 away. Runners on the corners. And Nolan Jones strikes out. Leadoff walk there to Ohtani. Another walk to Mookie Betts. So we'll go back to the bullpen here. It just comes down between our long relief guys. Guess we'll go Peter Lambert, see what he can do. Gets a strikeout, pop up, and strikeout. So he comes out, gets 3 outs in a row. A solo shot from Alonso, now only down 3 runs. And then a 2-out walk to McMahon. Now Danny Jansen up 2 for 2 as he works the walk. Let's see if Tovar can get anything going. He gets hit by a pitch, so the base is loaded now for Jo Adell. 2 outs, and he strikes out. Could not come through in that big spot. Ground out, ground out, ground out. As Lambert has set down the first 6 he's faced. And then a 1-2-3 inning there from May. Now bottom of the 7th. And another 1-2-3 inning from Lambert coming out of the bullpen and pitching extremely well. As Brusdar Graterol now on. Very good season for him. Pretty much dominant. A .83 whip. A leadoff walk there to Santander. Robert Jr. strikes out. A walk there to McMahon. Danny Jansen flies out. Now Tovar with 2 away. And he grounds into a fielder's choice. Now bottom of the 8th. A single there to Meneses. The first base runner allowed by Lambert. And he is able to work around it. So top of the 9th. We'll just go ahead and enter this game. Get a little more gameplay. You see their team rankings. We're 2nd in the league in home runs. But last in stolen bases. Towards the bottom in OBP. But our pitching has been very well. And there's Evan Phillips. Currently the NL leader in saves. He's jumped over Ken Hughes. And he has been absolutely dominant throughout this entire season. A 3-run deficit here for the Rockies. Jo Adell, that average now into the 190s as it has climbed a little bit throughout this episode. Almost 20 points. First pitch going to just ground that to short. And 1 pitch, 1 away here for the Dodgers. Now that'll bring up Brendan Rodgers 0 for 4. And just our whole lineup has really just gone cold here. And you see their Dodgers clinch 14th 100-win season in franchise history. That cutter high. And there we see Phillips now 45 tied with Ken Hughes. Okay, so they're actually still tied. But, you know, these 6 games that were set to lose, Phillips has saved 4 of them. And that obviously prevents Hughes from getting any save opportunities. So Phillips has really had a great chance to kind of jump in front. Good eye there from Rodgers. 2-0 count now. And that one off. So Rodgers works the 3-0 count. And we're just going to look at this next pitch. And that one does get in there for a strike. Now the 3-1, you see Corey Seager increases AL lead in home runs to 56. He entered the All-Star break with, I think, over 40, as Rodgers does work the walk. Austin Riley, NL leading home run, 48. And that's Pete Alonso's main competitor right now in the MVP race. Nolan Jones. That first pitch sweeping curve just barely dips in at the top of the zone for the strike. As it's now 0-1. And Jones going to give that a shallow ride out there to right. And just like that, 2 away. Pete Alonso going to step up to the plate. Runner on first. The Rockies down to their final out. Alonso does have a home run in this game, so he is still tied with Austin Riley for the lead here in the National League. 5-2 Dodgers, 2 outs. Alonso swinging a miss there on the sweeping curve. And here comes the 0-1 from Phillips. That one off the plate, now 1-1. Phillips, a save here, and he's back atop the National League in saves. Alonso going to foul that off, and just like that, the Rockies down to our final strike here as the Dodgers look for back-to-back sweeps against us. That one fouled off. Pete Alonso staying alive. Hopefully we can rebound well in the next episode as we close out this Year 3 season, though. Another foul there from Alonso. We need some momentum going into the postseason, especially there in that wild card round where anything can happen. The 1-2. That one dips low and away as Alonso evens it up. Now the 2-2. And that one off the plate as well. So a full count here. Rodgers will be in motion. Santander on deck. And that one, Phillips does get the call. You probably got to swing at that one, but we were hoping to put the tying run at the plate, as it does not work out. Evan Phillips now, 47 saves, 46 saves, as Dustin May gets the win. Pete Alonso 1 for 5 with a home run. 2 for 3 was Danny Jansen with a walk. And 5 hits for the Dodgers. They had 4 of those in the first inning, so just 1 hit in the last 8 innings for the Dodgers. And that's still enough for them to come out with the victory. But this is where I'm going to leave you, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I wish we had more of a success in this episode. It was very bad, falling to the Dodgers in all 6 of those games. I thought we were going to be able to climb our way back a little bit in the NL West. But next episode, we'll simulate through the rest of the season. We'll probably do what we did in this episode, do a couple player lock games. We'll have Seattle, who's probably not quite into a playoff spot. And then we have Kansas City trying to overtake Minnesota there in the AL Central. We'll have Brady Singer, Asa Lacy, as they have a very good staff. I think they also have Corbin Burns on that team. And then we'll have Arizona and San Diego to end the year, as Arizona trails San Diego 3 games for that final wild card spot. So a lot on the line for those teams as we close our season. But thank you so much for watching, everybody. As always, it's been real, and be well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.